Welcome to Shuffle Studies. This is a series where we explore everything card game related. New decks, new playstyles, interesting cards, weird strategies, heck, maybe even entirely new games. All with one simple goal: learn how these games work, figure out what's fun about them, and only mildly fail in the process. Today, we'll be studying Hearthstone. More specifically, a deck called Imbue Druid, one of the decks you can unlock through the apprentice track as a new or returning player. So let's shuffle up, study the cards, and see what this deck can actually do. So, in case you aren't familiar with the somewhat new keyword in Hearthstone, I know I wasn't less than 24 hours ago, Imbue empowers your hero power with a new one, assuming it hasn't already been imbued. After that, any further instances of Imbue don't replace it, they upgrade your newly imbued hero power instead. And with some of these imbued hero powers seem pretty nutty. They open up a lot of different playstyles and can completely change how a deck wants to play. For example, Shaman's Blessing of the Wind lets you transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs more. And even just off the top of my head, that means a cheap 2 or 3 cost minion can suddenly become something much scarier and much more problematic later on. But for today's study, we're focusing on Imbue Druid. Our hero power is going to summon a 1/1 plant golem, and the whole deck is built around the Druid legendary Hamul Rune Totem. Hamul imbues our hero power at the start of the game if our deck only contains nature spells. Then, for every 3 nature spells we cast, our hero power gets imbued again automatically. Talk about nature's blessing, yeah? From there, the deck has a few cards to help beef up our defenses, along with ways to generate even more nature spells so we can keep powering up our hero power further and further. So without further ado, let's get into the games. See how it goes. Choose a minion, summon 4, 2/2 trance at top, let attack it. Discover a choose one card from another class. Okay. Discover a nature spell, costs 2 less and gain 1 mana. We have a curve. Yeah, we got even more of a curve now, so let's do it. Summon a 1/1 plant golem. Okay, it's an interesting thing. So instead of having 1/1 on the druid, we have it there. Okay. Discover a mage card, discover a druid spell. Deal 1 damage to all minions or give... it's Murloc. So we're gonna deal that and we're gonna chill. That is a good call that I did that, because all I do is do that. 2. Now we have a 2/2 out in the field. 1 cost, it costs 3. Okay. Remember, anything with Murlocs is they're just very much aggressive. We're at 3/3. We're gonna play a little safe because we can then just simply discover, send a 4/4 out in the field. I do know, technically Reborn, when it Reborn, yeah, it counts as summoning. Let's see. Discover a nature spell. And a 4/4. Save that in a pinch if we need it for a bigger monster. We have something with... Why even use the spell? I would have saved it. That's me. Let's see. Let's just see. That's a 1 cost. That won't be too scary. Oh, it counts as... Oh, a reborn. That is possibly foolish. That's okay. It's not the worst. Oof. So we're gonna have to trade, so that's not too bad. Oof. Alright, well, he's slowly running out of resources. So, maybe there's something good here. Still good on health. Well, you'll be able to summon 2 Murlocs. Oof. Oof. With you.
Anything for the
Go right to the face. Equalizing.
Big World 3 heals all.
Deal 3 damage to a minion. Might not be the play, but yeah, I think we're toast. We played too slow. We didn't trade too well. Ah, well. Not a good first game. That's okay. Because that's why we learn it. So, for game number 2, I think this voice line sums it up best. Oh, we're gonna get another Murloc. Well then. So after we're blessed with an imbued hero power, we actually learn, yes, it is Murloc Paladin. And they do what they do best, flood the board. So we try and keep it clear, but they just keep flooding. So we have to rely on trying to power up our hero power. We end up getting a bit of an upper hand, but they summoned something particularly scary. I initially read it as whenever it attacks, it summons more Murlocs, but as you'll see, attacks and kills a minion. Ooh, okay. This is where not being a typical card player and actually reading your shit comes into play. So always read the cards carefully. They end up overpowering and using all the resources, but we're able to claw back out, buff our hero power just enough that we summon a nice big taunt minion, we summon another one, and we swing for game. Taking the lessons we learned from the first game and applying them to the second game with a pretty solid win. Getting warmed up and getting a good feel of our deck seems to have paid off as we approach game 3, where it seems we're up against a spellcaster mage. And if there was any doubt whatsoever, this double spell play that they do really seals the deal. That is a spellcaster mage. End up being on the back foot for quite a bit, where getting our monsters destroyed, and then suddenly we're dealing with 1,000,001 wisps on the field. As we equalize, they summon a particularly scary card, but we luck out and get a good answer for that problem. We claw back on top with a board advantage, and we swing for game. And that's 2 out of 3 wins. So, for our final review, Imbue Druid was fun after I started getting a feel. What I liked? Big minions, big damage. Need I say more? Slamming an 11/11 into an opponent. The other thing I really liked was a lot of the options of utility, many times being able to pick something that got us out of a sticky situation. The other thing I really enjoyed was the more slow control play style where you had to answer for most situations. Now, what I don't really care for about it, how RNG it is. Now, I might have been unlucky, but to get the big minions, you need to imbue early and quick. Otherwise, you'll go splat quite quickly. So for this session of Shuffle Study, Imbue Druid is getting a B. Nothing spectacular, but still a solid experience overall. My personal verdict? Give it a try, especially since it's free to get. Thanks for watching this episode of Shuffle Studies. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe.